Hi Taurus, how are you guys? Spiritual Barbie here. Welcome back. So we're going to do your weekly reading. So I'm going to start with the oracle message that's just for you, just a personal message for you. You know, and it has to do with you, right? But it also has to do with your love life or just what's coming to you, right? It's just a message from your ancestors, from your spirit guides, from the universe, from your higher self for some of you guys, right? So your underlying energy is the wild woman, Taurus. So I really think we're not doing things the way we normally do things, right? We're not doing things the way that everybody normally does things either. Taurus, I really see you in a place now where you are really answering the voice of your soul and the call of your soul. So we have the sacrifice. This is a very interesting card, and I will never forget this card. I've only gotten it a few times, but I never forget the message of this card. And it talks about giving something up in order to receive more, right? The number of it is number 44. So it's giving something up, Taurus, that is of value to you, because you trust in the universe's ability to give you back 10 times that, okay? So this is the number of the sacrifice, but it's reversed. So there is some medicine that you're needing from this energy. So I'm going to go ahead and read for the medicine. Give me a few minutes a few seconds actually, to just get to the card, to get to the book, part of the book. Okay. So what is the one person or thing that you feel you cannot live without? It's time to offer it all to spirit so that it may unfold as it will. Do not cling to the old form or allow your sacrifice to weigh heavily upon you. You have sacrificed yourself and your dreams for too long. Now is time to rededicate yourself to your journey. When you make sacred, you open doors to infinite wealth. Do not delay. So, some of you guys are needing to let go of a situation and let God, right? This week, I think you really need to just, something, if it's bothering you, something, maybe if it's just your relationship in general or something about it, if it's bothering you and let's say you're single even, if it's bothering you, then you need to just give this situation over to God and trust that God and the universe, they're going to give you what you need. Because I feel like a lot of you Tauruses, you have turned your attention from what really matters to you and what's truly important to you for so long that now it's time for you to rededicate yourself to your craft, to what you love to do. So the oracle energy we have and the advice we have from your spirit guides, from your angels and your ancestors is azurite, deep emotional healing. Okay? So this week, use whatever is going on in your love life to deeply heal your heart. Your heart is ready to heal from past experiences, and you're willing to devote time and energy toward therapeutic care. So use whatever is happening right now in your love life, especially during this week, to really heal your heart and to really heal from past situations that have been long overdue, right? Okay, so when the cards come up this deep purple color, like lapis lazuli and azurite, is deep blue. This talks of something that's very deep down, right? It also has blocked our communication. For some of you guys, it has blocked your intuition, your ability to receive messages, and it has blocked your communication, your throat chakra, which is so important. I mean, Taurus is ruled by the throat. I mean, if anything is throat chakra, it's Taurus, right? So it's really time to heal something. Okay, use whatever is going on in your love life this week, whatever is going on in your love life this week. It could be beautiful, and it could be something that you maybe don't think is beautiful, right? Use it as a chance to really heal something very deep down, very deeply rooted inside of you. I'm gonna actually get a card on top of azurite because I think that this is so important that we look deeper into this energy, okay? So the Ace of Wands. Okay, so some of you guys who have had trouble, finding love or re-beginning again after a breakup, or having faith in a new connection, something is happening this week that is trying to heal that residual energy. There's like an energy of like a little bit of depression, but not necessarily full-on depression. It's kind of a little bit of like an inability to take action, an inability to take action towards what it is that you're passionate about. It's not that you're unable, it's just that you have some pain that blocks you from feeling optimistic enough to take that action, Taurus. And so utilize this time this month, or this week, sorry, and I feel like it's this month because I was just working on your June soul readings, and there's a little bit of that going on in your soul reading, so I know this is definitely your weekly reading, Taurus. Use this energy for this week to really heal your emotions, Taurus. That's really what this is about. So let's have a look at this person. 5 of Wands reversed. I feel like for a lot of you guys, you're connecting with somebody that you feel like there needs to be a conversation, maybe an argument needs to be had, something needs to change, action needs to be put forth, but for some reason this person is refusing to do that. They don't want to do it, they don't want to fight, they don't want to put in the effort. And I feel like it's not that they don't want to work for it, it's just that this person, I feel like they're afraid of fighting, they're afraid of upsetting people, they're afraid of upsetting the status quo, right? They're afraid of harsh words and harsh energy being thrown at them, and so they would rather just not deal with something as opposed to deal with it. I feel like for others of you guys, if you're single and you're dating a lot of people, then you could just find that, you know, maybe people are just not up for it. Like, not saying that, you know, somebody, the person that you're dating needs to like fight for you, you know what I mean? But there is a level of, not fighting, but there's a level of competition. There's a level of, you know, being tough, you know, being able to withstand the hard times that someone needs to have when it comes to dating anybody, right? Because nobody's situation is perfect. Everybody's got something going on, and if you can't stomach that, you know what I mean, you know, then it's like, if you're like, it's like a fair weather relationship, and that's, you don't have time for that, Taurus. That's not a Taurus thing, right? But I feel like so I feel like a lot of you guys, you could find that you're dating a lot of people that are not really in it, you know, they're kind of like very like too lighthearted, or they're too like, they're seeing multiple people at once, and that's just not your thing, you know? It's just not your thing. It's not genuine, right? But it's mirroring something in you, okay? It's mirroring something in you, all right? And it's different for all of you guys. And I'm not saying that you guys are fair weather people, not at all. I know many Tauruses, and Tauruses are not fair weather people at all. Like, that is the last thing anyone could ever say about Taurus, is that you guys are fair weathered. Not one bit. I don't know any Taurus that's fair weathered, right? If they're in your life, Taurus is in your life, Taurus is in your fucking life. You know what I mean? If Taurus loves you, and that's that. That's it. Okay, so, yeah, I don't think that that's you, but I think that this person is definitely mirroring something in you, or the situation, your love life, the state of it, is mirroring something back to you. Okay, so let's see what's going. Actually, I think I'm going to get a look at you this week. Okay, so the Hermit. I do think you're focused very heavily upon yourself and understanding the situation. So I don't think I have to tell you twice about this. I feel like this is something that you're already on it. Like, you're already, you know, withdrawing yourself and looking, analyzing the situation, analyzing yourself, understanding this in a deeper way. I think you're really analyzing the past more than anything else, Taurus, because there are some keys and some answers to the situation in your childhood. So the energy that's coming in this week in your love life is there's an overall level of just cooperating with one another. I mean, even though this situation isn't exactly what you want it to be, there is a level of patience that's needed, which is great, especially if you're single and you're dating. You know, maybe we're not cooperating with one person who's kind of like showing you already that they don't really care, but we're cooperating with just our dating situation and just being like, okay, this is how it is right now, but that's not how it's going to be tomorrow or next week. Eventually, you know, you will meet such and such, whoever it is that you're meant to be with. And if you're in a relationship and maybe this person, there is a fight that needs to be had, or there's some sort of like rocking of the boat that needs to go on. Wow. Okay, so there's some sort of rocking of the boat that needs to go on, then they're not really trying to do that. That's just what I'm getting. This person really just doesn't want to deal with that. But that's okay, because you're using this time to really go within and study. Okay, but I do think that the studying energy is triggered by something. But I also feel like your love life is ascending to new levels, okay? So whether you're single or you're coupled, this relationship and your love life is going to another level. Like, you're not going to be dealing with the same things you're dealing with now in the future. So, and you know this, like, which most times we're not, but I think in the near future, you're not, I'm hearing 6 weeks, you're not going to be dealing with or troubled with the same things that you feel like you're troubled with now, Taurus, so whatever. Like, we're just going to process it, we're going to deal with this, we're going to heal from this, and then we're just going to, you know, go off and expect better, and only expect better, okay? So I want to have a look at this Five of Wands reversed energy, and we have the wishing well reversed. So someone is refusing to go deep within themselves to find the answers. I feel like whoever this person is, there is something that's frustrating them, there is something that is bothering them, but this person, they just don't want to go deep within to look at themselves. They just don't want to, because they know on an intrinsic level, or maybe not even on an intrinsic level, for some of them it's very surface, they're very well aware that if they look deep down inside, it would be very annoying. They'd be very annoyed with what they saw in themselves. They'd be very annoyed with what they saw that they were doing. But they just, for some reason, some people just don't like looking at themselves. They just don't. They really just don't like doing it. Some people don't like facing themselves and seeing where they could be wrong, or where they're holding themselves back. And that's that. Some people would rather just operate from their pain as opposed to just healing. That's it. But this person, they are operating from their pain, but they're not like a mean, hurtful person, but they're just very, just getting a very shallow energy off this person. Like, they just don't want to go deep down in beneath the surface, because there's a lot of pain down there, okay? So, Five of Wands reversed again. They don't want to go deep down. They just don't. They don't. They would just rather, like, brush things aside than deal with it, okay? And the reason why is because this person is, I'm hearing they're addicted to, like, either third parties. Some of them, they're addicted to partying. If they're a fire sign, you know, it's very fiery, right? This person's energy is very fiery. They're a fire sign. They're addicted to, like, partying and just having friends and just having a good time. They're addicted to a good time. And it's like, it's kind of like, well, you can't always be having a good time when you're not having a good time. You know, like, this person so clearly is not having a good time right now, but they're just so addicted to having a good time that they would not take the time to look deep within themselves to find out why they're not actually fully or truly happy. Now, the good news with somebody like this is that because they're so addicted to having a good time, the universe has a way of just playing with their good time. In essence, they're not going to have a good time for very long, and they're going to have no choice but to just face themselves. I think if this person looked just beneath the surface of this frustration, they would see a lot of feeling defeated. They would see a lot of very hurt feelings. They would see where they're giving up on themselves, or where they're not being consistent because they're giving up on themselves because they don't think that they deserve it. They don't think that they can have this, right? The High Priestess reversed. This person is disconnecting from themselves and their own intuition, because their own body, their intuition, everything about them is telling them that they need to make a change. But they're so used to being completely separate from themselves that it's almost like, you know, water's flooding, right? Let's say imagine your body and imagine water flooding your body. But it's like, instead of you plugging the hole or, you know, pulling yourself out of the situation that's drowning your body, you're just, you know, let's say your body, and then inside of your body, it's you, right? This person will just keep running. Like, let's say this is the water and this is them, right? They'll just keep running above the water, running above the water, running above the water. But and it's almost like they're not occupying their physical space anymore. They're so far gone out of themselves that it's almost like they'd rather abandon their body. They'd rather abandon their home. The body is the King of Pentacles. They'd rather abandon that than to face whatever it is that's troubling them inside. And that's the kind of person that you're dealing with. I'm so serious, Taurus. That's the kind of person that you're dealing with. They would rather run from their pain, because I think deep down, there is this feeling of feeling defeated. There is this feeling of feeling like I should have stood up for myself more. I should have fought. Maybe for some of you people, this is somebody who they didn't fight. Maybe they had an argument with somebody and they just kind of backed down. You know, they pussied out a little bit, you know. Or, you know, let's just say that you're dating somebody and they, you know, maybe you're very attractive, Taurus, because Tauruses are very beautiful. Whether they're a man or a woman, they're very guapo. You guys are very attractive people, right? So maybe this person, they don't feel good enough about themselves, but it comes from being bullied or being put down by somebody when they're very young, and they just believe that for whatever reason or the other. This person could be very attractive, they could be very beautiful, right? But for some reason or the other, they believed what this person said about them, and or these people said about them, and they suppressed it deep down. And instead of processing that they believe that and processing through those lies and letting those lies go, they just will allow those lies to get bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger, because you'll keep getting triggered by it, right? You'll keep getting triggered, and then that wound will keep getting, you know, infected, because now they're not dealing with it, so it's festering now and it's getting infected, and they'll just keep running away from themselves, running away, and not dealing with the situation. It's crazy how they're just not dealing with the situation. And it's like, it's almost kind of funny because the universe sees them running. It's like everybody can see this person running from themselves, Taurus. And this person thinks that nobody can see them. Sorry, for some reason it's mad busy by me. You know, for some reason this person thinks that nobody can see them, but everybody can see them. They just feel very inept. So maybe you're attractive and you're dating somebody and you're wondering, why isn't this person showing up more? Why isn't this person, you know, I make myself known and they know that I like them. Why aren't they, am I this? It has nothing to do with you. In fact, it does have something to do with you. It has to do with the fact that you're extremely beautiful, Taurus, or you're just everything that this person could have wanted in their life, but they just don't feel good enough for you. And so they'd rather drown themselves in their work, drown themselves in their sorrows, as in drinking, than to accept the fact that they have self-esteem issues. This person has major self-esteem issues, and work on that. They'd rather just work or ignore the situation or push you away or whatever way that they choose to do it, right? Than to just accept it. Because with the world energy showing up here, it's time for this situation to end. It's time for this cycle to end. I am also seeing that this connection, the world is showing up 2 times. This connection is supposed to ascend to another level. So this isn't something that they're going to need to fully process for the two of you guys to be together, right? It's not something that they need to process. It was a lie that they believed. You know, it's one of those things that someone was mean. They had mean people in their life that were just mean, and they lied to them. And instead of for them to have a look at those lies so that they stopped believing them, they'd rather just run away from those lies altogether. I hope you get what I'm trying to say. Very interesting person, but also this person, they're not as frustrating as Cancer's person. I'm not gonna lie to you. They're not as stubborn as they are just paranoid and very hurt, this person. They're very hurt. Okay, so with the 3 of Pentacles energy, I feel like you're just like, okay, business as usual, you know, especially if this is somebody that you've been seeing for a while, then you're still very optimistic. And there is still reason to be very optimistic about this connection. Don't get me twisted, right? It's extremely optimistic because it's going to work out just fine. The world showed up, the sun's showing up here. It's a very positive situation where you're just working on this situation, and you both are just putting in the equal amounts of effort that you need to do, and that's that. You know, you're working together, but this person's got some soul stuff that they have to really dig deep down and process that they're not doing. They're just not. So the reason why this is happening is I feel like for a lot of you guys, this person, they are with the Emperor energy. A lot of you guys are dealing with emperors, right? Because Cancer had the Emperor all over their reading. So a lot of you guys are dealing with somebody who has full... Whoa, where's the... Bro, can I get some light in this room? I absolutely hate when my camera just focuses on this candle. It's so rude. I feel like for some of you guys, though, this person, they have no intention of leaving your life, right? They have no intention of, you know, they feel very much like responsible for you, and they feel a lot of love for you. They don't want to let you go, Taurus. Like, they love you. They don't want to let you go. They definitely want to protect you for some of you guys, but they need to protect themselves. You know, they got to work on their own stuff. So if something comes up this week that you feel like, well, they never want to deal with this. Every time I bring this up, they never want to deal with it. It's not that they don't want to deal with you. It's just that it triggers something within them. You know, they need, also I feel like this person needs deep emotional healing. Right? They need deep emotional healing. So I feel like, you know, you're working on your confidence levels, and this is the perfect opportunity for you to do so, for you to work on being self-confident despite what the outside world says. Okay, and putting an end to a cycle around feeling like you need to identify too much with the outside world to tell you what you need to do with your life. Like, you're putting an end to that cycle, and you're becoming someone who's more inwardly motivated. And you know, you don't wait for other people to tell you to do stuff. You don't wait to hear what other people have to say. You just do what you want to do. You know, much more passionately driven. But I'm confused as to what this has to do with your connection. I feel like the reason why this person came into your life was because I think that this is a situation that a lot of people, maybe they don't like this person for you, or people always say like, oh, you shouldn't be with them. Maybe your family, they're like, no, I don't like them. But your family doesn't even know them, you know? It's not one of those things where maybe they are a bad person, and, you know, it's one of those situations where your family doesn't even really know them. You know them very well, and you know that they're harmless, right? And this situation came into your life so that you could learn to not identify so much what other people think, you know? Stop letting other people make your choices for you, Taurus. If you feel it in your heart and in your bones, then that's it for you. It's not for anybody else to decide. And that was the lesson that this connection was supposed to bring for you. And I feel like a lot of you guys this week, you're completing something major, but not after you finish doing the deep emotional healing, okay, and going through the experience. So you, when it comes to this relationship, you're very focused on this relationship, Taurus. I really feel like your attention, you're very interested in this situation here. But you're interested in the sense of, you know, it's funny because you're interested in the situation, but you're interested in a way where you're exploring through your past. Like, you're trying to understand your past to make sense of what's going on right now. Okay? So I feel like you're also really invested in analyzing the situation, because a lot of you guys are not sure. Woo, you saw my voice just went out. A lot of you guys are not sure about whether or not you want to keep going in this situation or not, or in this relationship or not. Like, you're kind of like, I don't know if I want to keep going in this vein, right? Because I think the situation reminds you a lot of your past, right? We trigger each other. Okay, so you're in this hermit energy because of the Six of Wands, so you need to gain confidence. And you can't even let the past decide the future for you. Only you can decide what you want, okay? And that's the epiphany that you're having. You know, but you're not just going to have it from my reading. Something's going to happen, you know, with the world, with the Fool energy, the world, the Ten of Cups. Some sort of realization is going to happen just through everyday life, or through you going through whatever you're going through today or this week or whatever. And you're going to look at the situation differently, and you're going to understand, okay, why am I choosing to give up on this situation? This person makes me happy. You know, they're nice. Yeah, they have a problem with looking deep within themselves and facing themselves. They don't like doing that shit. But they're so sweet, and they're so nice, and, you know, they make me happy. With the sun here, they make me happy. The world, I feel like there's a soulmate connection. The Six of Cups, twice, right? There's a soulmate connection here. Lots of sixes. Six of Wands, Six of Cups. So there's a soulmate connection here. And there's a solid opportunity here. So why do I want to let the situation go? Because I'm afraid of what my friends are going to say, or because the situation reminds me of my past? No. Some of you guys, you may want to make changes because maybe it doesn't. Some of you guys are realizing that maybe a situation, you're just in it because of what other people think, right? Because of what your mom thinks or your dad thinks or whatever. But some of you guys, you're in a great situation. It's somebody that you really care about, but maybe you may be thinking about leaving them because maybe this relationship is not traditional, and you're afraid of, like, okay, what would somebody else think if they heard I was in this situation? If somebody told me their relationship story and it sounded like this, you know, how would, you know, would I tell them to leave? Or would I look at this person sideways? I don't know. You need to go within, Taurus. Okay, so the Six of Cups energy here is the Queen of Cups. We're really looking into our past, right? And I feel like a lot of you guys, you may have felt victimized in the past. Okay, like someone was in and out of your life. Someone was not consistent. Someone did not respect you. Some of you guys felt like somebody used you. They probably did, right? And you're looking into your past, Taurus. I really feel like you're really understanding your past to heal. Like, yeah, we're looking into our childhood. We're looking into past relationships that we felt like, oh, this is my soulmate, right? And we're looking into it now so that we can gain a clearer understanding of the situation. And so that we can remove, I feel like you're removing certain parts of you're just removing someone, possibly someone from your life, or you're removing something about the situation that maybe you carry onto this new connection. You're not placing that burden on this situation anymore. I don't know if you understood what I just said. Okay, I hope you understood what I just fucking said. I hate when my spirit guides start to, you know, channel through me like that. I'm like, can you just give me one thing? Okay, so we're deeply analyzing the past, Taurus, to have a deeper understanding, to heal. Like, healing really needs to take place. Both of you guys really need to heal. And I think that's what you're focused on this week, you know? You gotta do the work. I mean, everybody's in quarantine for a reason, right? You're getting paid to sit at home. Most people. Not everybody, but a lot of people are, right? So use this time to really look within, you know? Don't run from yourself. You're only delaying your true love from showing up, okay? So some of you guys, you're coming to the end of a cycle here. And this cycle, as you leave this cycle, you're going to leave with a whole lot more confidence than you came into it with. Which is really positive, okay? And taking action from your heart. Taurus, this was such a nice reading. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm the Spiritual Barbie. Thank you so much for liking, commenting, and subscribing to my channel. It means a lot to me. God bless you guys. And, you know, I guess take it easy. We'll talk next time. Bye-bye.